Hi babies, so we are doing a press-on nail set for a client of mine. Technically, I consider my press-on sets just like a regular client. So I've had 2 clients so far today, and this would be my 3rd client of the day doing this press-on nail set. Um, this is the nail set that she is wanting. Super cute, love it, down Valentine's Day inspired. She did ask for a darker base than this, so I did decide to go in with this nude color by Valentino. It is number 133, and it's kind of like a darker nude. It looks really peachy in the camera, but it's really not that peachy. Once you actually like cure it beneath the light, it kind of comes out like this. Again, it looks a little peachy, but it actually has a lot of like nude brown undertones to it. So I'm very interested in seeing how this actually turns out, because sometimes, if you guys know, having a different base can definitely change like the whole aesthetic of the nail set itself. So we're gonna go in first, I think, with the thumb. So instead of doing the thumb that dark pink, we decided to do it like a little closer to this red right here. We did it a couple shades darker, and that pink she said she didn't like because it kind of stuck out like a thumb to her. So I was like, girl, that's fine. No issue with that at all. I really like this set. I probably should like take my phone and put it on non-sleep mode, but I really do like this set. I think that everything and anything Valentine's Day inspired is just so freaking cute. Like literally so cute, girl. And I don't know if it's the lover girl in me or what it is, but anything and everything Valentine's Day has me in a chokehold all the time, every single year. Especially like when it comes to like getting like people Valentine's Day gifts. Love that so much. This year though, I don't really think that I am doing much for Valentine's Day, me and my boo thing, but I did take the day off just in case he has a surprise in store. Typically we don't really do too much anyways, but we kind of like pre-discussed not doing anything at all because your girl wants to go to Thailand for her birthday, and I need for him to save all his coins to make it happen. So honestly, I think that this red and this nude color is going pretty well. I probably should get a bigger brush for my French tip, but this one was already dirty because I utilized it to pick out the colors for each individual color that we're going to be doing, and I really do not want to get another brush at the moment. I hate when I'm doing nail art and then there's like a piece of fuzz. Like, why are you even existing? Like, why are you on my nail? I used to have like one of those like towels over my armrests. Like, had 2 armrests, one for the dust pretty much so that they could like rest their like, I guess, elbows on, and then I had another one which is kind of like one that sits up from the desk itself for them to like hang their hands over. I got rid of the one for them to rest their elbows on because, girl, it would literally get so much lint, and lint would legit be everywhere. Like, I'm talking about everywhere. And I would have my clients put their hands in the light, and I'm like, why is your nail coming out linty? It was stressing me so bad. If you know anything about lint when it comes to nail services, it literally just can like make or break the whole design. Because why do I see a little squiggly underneath my nail art? And then like once it's like encapsulated within the design, it's like you can't get it out unless you just take the whole design off. So that little thing had to go. And ever since I did that, I've had so much better results in regards to my lint situation, but every now and then I get like those little stragglers that come out of nowhere. I am gonna fix French tip, don't worry. I do all my French tips freehand, so it does kind of sometimes take a little bit longer, but it always looks ugly before it looks good, because it's like more like trusting the process, you know? But I'm gonna just take this side up a little bit more and even it out. The hardest part about doing a French tip freehand is that when you're doing this, like the smallest little line that is like out of your design, you want to go back and fix, and it makes it even more hard and tedious. Like French tips are so not easy. Every time a girl is like, yeah, I'm gonna just get like a simple design, I'm like, okay, like what is it? And they're like, a French tip. Girl, that is not simple. Like the hardest things to do are like those symmetrical designs, like a star, a French tip, a heart. Like I can draw characters all day long. Like me and characters in actual nail art like is so much easier. Like I can do nail art like no problem, but when it comes to like symmetrical stuff, OMG, like it is so hard. And I don't know if it's just me or if you guys also feel that same way, but it's just not easy. Oh, now you guys know the passcode to my phone. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because you guys aren't gonna get my phone anyways, but definitely didn't realize I did that on camera. I love doing press-ons because I just feel like I can just relax and like, I love talking to you guys, but sometimes your girl needs like a debriefer, and like when I'm doing a press-on order, that is like my peace and quiet. That's like my time to like not really communicate and talk like that. Like look at that Frenchie. I told you guys it was gonna get better before it got good. I mean, I told you that it wasn't gonna stay ugly forever and it would get better. I can't even right now, so excuse me. So again, we are doing this thumbnail right here. Let me put it up. I'm gonna do this thumbnail, but she wanted again for the French tip base to be like more new, and then instead of doing like a pink, we did a red to kind of like go a little bit better with this red right here. But we are going to do that dark red. We just didn't want that pink to stick out like a sore thumb. I'm gonna put this in the light to cure it. Alright, and then now onto this nail. We're gonna go in and do this one right here. I did do like a true red versus like such like a dark burgundy-ish red, just because I thought it was a little bit more complimenting for the red that we decided to go with for the thumb. Again, I do freehand all of Frenchies, so just stick with me, it will get better. Put that back in the frame. I really like how like shorties can all be cute. That's like one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to nails. Every girl thinks that, oh, I can't get like a cute design because I have shorties. No girl, shorties are absolutely adorable. You can get cute nail designs even though they're short nails. It does not stop the show. Like, especially if you have a good nail tech that knows what they're doing. And if your short nails are big and bulky, girl, fire her. Like, fire that nail tech. She is not doing it. She may need a little bit more practice. I don't know what she needs, but your shorties should not be big and bulky. They should be, I mean, not thin enough to like make it look natural, but shorties are so much harder to do than like doing a long nail. And at one point in time, like I myself had really thick shorties, and I had to realize that it was not coming out how it should, and had to take a step back and get some more practice in, because like I said, short nails are so much harder to do than long nails. And that is because long nails, you have more space to have those errors, especially if you're in like your beginner stage of your nail tech journey, and you don't really see like those imperfections as much when you have those long nails on. But when it comes to shorties, it's like everything is just so much more like visible and prominent. You can definitely see all of like the imperfections, more so to speak, when it comes to that. And because they are so short, you can't really have them be bulky, and if they are bulky, it looks like you have like Tic Tacs on, versus like if your long nails are bulky, I mean, it still would probably give like a very like different appearance in the sense of like, oh, these nails are a little thick, but it's not gonna look like you have Tic Tacs on your nails, and that's for sure. But I am gonna go ahead and round off my Frenchie. I think doing like the rounding part is just like one of the, like the most satisfying. It's like that flick of the brush. I love it. This one actually came out a lot better than my other one, the first time at least. I didn't have to like go back and keep perfecting it and fixing my lines and all the things. It just was like more seamless, so to speak. My other one should be about dry. I'm probably gonna take it out. See that my light went out. Usually when it comes to like doing French tips, I do like to cure them 2 times, just because I find that sometimes it kind of helps with the full parameter of the nail itself to be completely dry, especially if you're doing it on like an actual like person, but even more so when it comes to doing it on a press on. Right, so yeah, this one is actually not that bad. Here is the first one. Like I said, this red really complements the other red very much. It's a little darker than the first one, which I appreciate. I love a good contrast when it comes to colors. One of my favorite things to do is a nail set that has pretty much all the same color but different shades of that color. It just, girl, it's literally just chef's kiss. It's so satisfying because it's like a gradient almost. So I'm going to now move on to the white nail. Clean my brush really quick. In between when I'm doing different colors, I just take my lint-free wipe, and as you can see, I already have some polish on here from me cleaning it earlier, but I just take it and I just fold it over it and I just gently wipe it. I don't apply too much pressure to the tip because I don't want to mess up my muscles, but I do like a gentle pressure in regards to the removal. So the next nail that I'm going to go in and do is that white Frenchie. The white Frenchie has all these little cute Valentine's Day charms. I love those so much. I am probably not going to do the heart on there, but for sure the lollipop, and then I'm not sure what else just yet. She did give me free range when it came to doing the charms as well as like the design, but she more so kind of wanted me to take this as like a base and just do my own thing. I love when you guys allow for me to just be creative and like be in a creative space and create something so cutesy for you guys. That is one of my favorite things to do. I've always been creative, literally ever since I was a little girl. Love drawing so much, and I am just so grateful that I have the opportunity to be able to utilize my hands and talents in such a mannerism where it brings others like joy and satisfaction. I love the fact that I get to be like, yeah, like I did those. Like it's such like a satisfying, like rewarding feeling when you do a nail set and it comes out so bomb. And even more so when you guys love your nail set and you guys are bragging on the fact that, yeah, these are my nails, and taking nail fees and all those things. Like that is literally the highlight of my day, my week, all the things. But we're gonna go and start connecting this Frenchie. Again, like that little satisfying swoop. Gonna connect it on this side. Do you guys prefer more of like a deep French, or do you guys like more of like a minimalistic French? And then there's also like the straight tip French. I had honestly never did a straight tip French until recently, like a week ago. One of my clients wanted a straight Frenchie, and I don't know if that's from like the 80s or the 90s, but I did not like it. Like, it was not my favorite nail set. I mean, I always get like so many different nail sets that I do within the week, but that one was a first. I can't believe I am just now getting around to doing a French tip like that, but maybe it'll grow on me. But as of right now, I was not a fan. I mean, she liked it, and that's all that matters. One thing about being a nail tech is it doesn't matter if you like it, it only matters if your client likes it. And I had to learn that a long time ago. There would be like nail sets that I didn't like. I gotta get some more white because I ran out. There's nail sets that I didn't like, so I would not post them, and honestly that was like a missed opportunity for me for when it came to gaining new clientele. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you don't like it, your client likes it, and if your client likes it, that's literally the only thing that is important. And I guarantee you that someone else is gonna like that same nail set. Like, when I used to do nail sets that I didn't like, I wouldn't put them on my social media. And once I kind of matured and got over that phase, I then started to post those nail sets that, like, personally for me were not my cup of tea, but my client liked it and whatnot. And once I start posting those nail sets, those would be some of the most saved nail sets on my page. Like, and that just further proved that it doesn't matter if it's not the type of nail set that I would really go for, because it's not about you. It's literally about what your client likes, what your audience likes. And like I said, those would be some of like the most saved or recreated nail sets that I would have like my page. Like I said, friendships are just, I hate doing friendships, girl. We're gonna just even this out. I like to do like really like light strokes, evening out a French tip. I personally, I don't like going in with like that thick applicator brush from the nail polish bottle. I just feel like that just doesn't allow for like the same type of precision that you can get if you were to take like a smaller brush. A smaller brush may take a little bit longer, but I'm all about having a crisp and neat nail set, so it doesn't really matter to me that I am taking that additional time to perfect the nail set. But the only thing with that is, like I said, with French tips, especially doing it with a liner brush, those little small minute imperfections like will make or break that Frenchie, and then you have to go back and fix it. Another thing, it's really hard to do a French nail set when you're talking. So let me shut for a minute so I can get this bad boy going on the light. Okay, super cute. I love. I'm gonna go ahead and just take this nail off and reach over and get that other nail that we were doing and put it on here, and then I'm just gonna put the entire thing, so cutesy, the entire thing within. So for this nail, this is the ring finger for this nail. This is the design right here for that one. It is like a pink Frenchie with an red XL. Love. I'm going to go in with my pink. It is a little bit darker just because the other colors that we use are darker themselves, and I just kind of want it to like match a little bit better. So I'm gonna go in and put that right there. I'm gonna put this pink on here. Probably should get a little bit more. My pink is a little scarce over here. I'm struggling to get some product on my brush. One of the biggest things when it comes to painting is you want to ensure that you have enough product on your brush, but you don't want to have too much, because if you have too much, then that's just like a disaster within itself. And then I don't know if you guys have ever seen like when you cure a nail and it kind of wrinkles when it comes to like the polish area. That's because you have way too much product on your brush, and you need to probably remove that application that you just did and then retry, because there's really like no recovering from that. And then also too, it will eventually start peeling. So if you're having that like issue with like your client's nails peeling, it's probably because you have too much product on there. So let's try this again. I did kind of get a little darker of a pink because I felt like that one was a little too light still, and as I mentioned, I did want like a darker pink to kind of complement the other reds and stuff that I have, the other nails that are within the light that I should probably take. Put that right there. So let's bring that to fullness, and then we'll do the other side. I should probably look into some other ways of like getting a Frenchie complete, because one thing that I don't like about Frenchies when doing freehand is that it's kind of hard to kind of ensure that they are all the same length and going down to the same spot to create that U. I did think about like creating little lines or marks on them to kind of help with that, but I still have yet to implement doing something like that. I still eyeball it, and I'm very fortunate to say that like me eyeballing my French tips has done me so well, because it is hard to do a Frenchie in general, let alone try to eyeball it. I'm gonna fix this U. I think overall though, like my favorite French tip to do is like a French tip that is like a slanted type of French tip. Those are just so much easier to me. And even though I didn't like doing like the straight line French tip across, those were really easy to do too. It's just something about this like U shape that just, it's just so tedious. It's like we have a love-hate relationship. Tedious and cute, annoying and classy at the same time. Cutesy. Okay, very cute. So this is what the nail looks like with the other nails. So far I am in love. And then for the last nail, that one is also white. So I'm going to again clean my brush with that same little lint-free white that I had previously, and I'm gonna just find a new spot instead of going obviously right here where I have polish, and Again, I'm gonna just gently lay my brush within here and fold the lint free and pinch slowly and pull the brush away. And I do like to do it a couple times because, as you can see, it didn't really get the brush like super clean. And I want to get as much product out of here as possible. When I first started doing nail art, one mistake that I did do was I would saturate my nail art brush within like acetone. Do not do that because it will literally dry out your bristles, and then once your bristles are dry, that's like no coming back from that pretty much. I mean, you can try to oil it with like cuticle oil, but to be honest with you, it still doesn't like fully recoup from that dryness of the acetone. I also tried at one point like cleaning it with some, what's this called, some swipe, and the swipe worked out okay. It wasn't like my favorite. I think that overall, like, my favorite method and way to do it is just cleaning it with a dry lint-free wipe. That way it doesn't actually saturate your bristles with anything and doesn't take away from the integrity of the bristles if you're not squeezing too hard. The only thing is that you have to do it a couple times so that you can ensure that you have a majority, or if not most, of the product out of the brush, because when you're doing that and going into like a lighter color, you can sometimes see like hues of that previous color within the bristle strokes that you're doing, like remnants of the color, and then it is there, then you have to go back in with more of that paint to try to like disguise and hide that color that you unfortunately mixed inside of your lighter color. So what I typically, when I'm trying to like avoid that from happening, I like to start like my nail sets with the lighter colors first, and I do the nail art with the light colors, and then as I'm progressing through the nail set, I'll then transition into doing the nails that have the darker colors within them, which can be kind of hard sometimes because I know that sometimes like there are some crazy nail sets out there that incorporate lights and darks all within one nail, and say that the light color is on top and not on the bottom. Well, then in that case, you just have to do what you have to do and ensure that you are cleaning your brush really good, because it's kind of like an inevitable. You can't go in with the light color first and then go in with the dark second. But in the instance where you can go in with a light color first, definitely do so, because it is a game changer when it comes to having to use that same for a different design, trying to avoid the transfer or mixing of the colors. My white though is getting really low, and I definitely need to go to the nail supply store and get some more or order some more. I love the fact that I have a nail supply store so close and near to me, because who wants to wait for a shipment? Like, I need it now. I need it tomorrow. And I don't know what Amazon has going on, but Amazon does not give tomorrow anymore. It gives 3 to 4 business days, and that is what Prime. Like, it'll say that your package is literally on the way and you'll be waiting for it, and then they push it back. I don't know if it's just me and my Prime, or if you guys are also experiencing similar issues. If you are, definitely do let me know, because I've considered canceling my Amazon Prime because I need my stuff immediately. Amazon, your girl is loving this nail set. Again, we did try to do some different colors within here. Oh, my light is getting low. Turn it all the way in. Okay. So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and knock out that red XO on the ring finger, just because that is a dark color, and as I mentioned, I like to try to get the dark colors out the way as much as possible. I really like this nail a lot. That blue is super cute for the paper design. So since I'm going to have red already on my brush, I'm going to do this red XO, and then I'm going to go ahead and create that line for the red paper. And then yeah, that'll be what's next on the agenda. I do think I am going to go in though. I have two reds. I'm going to show you guys both of them really quick and take this out. I have two red. I have like this lighter red, which is only a couple shades lighter, and then there's this darker red right here. Probably gonna go in with the darker red just so that it could be like a more true to the paper line on the pinky. I am trying to get as little as possible when it comes to the product on my bristle, because this line needs to be super crisp, super clean, very straight. I don't want for it to be overly thick. So I'm gonna actually just take this nail off really quick and put it on here in my hand. And when I say don't breathe when it comes to nail art, girl, literally do not breathe, because I'm holding my breath too, because this is so hard to do sometimes, especially when it's like line work. Line work is the hardest, aside from symmetry. But yeah, so we're gonna go in with this line. I'm gonna actually bring it up here to the top of that Frenchie and then bring it down. I do want for it to be visible, so I'm not trying to go too to the side. So I'm gonna just kind of like line my brush up with it, and maybe not go to the top anywhere, because that's, I think, will be too far over. I do want for like at forward glance to be able to see that red line. So I'm gonna just actually start it right here. It's hard to get in like a good position sometimes, so you gotta make sure that you're in a good position before you actually make that first move. And I'm going to do a very light hand. I'm going to just primarily use the tip of my brush, because I want for that line to be as thin as possible. When you apply the brush like this, it can cause for those bristles to kind of fan out on the nail, and you don't want that for certain designs at least. So I'm going to try to just utilize the fact that I have the tip of the brush. That would be easier if I turn it this way. Beautiful. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and just actually cure that really quick, and while that is curing, I am going to do my XO on my pink nail. And so they did an XO, and then they did like 2 hearts at the bottom. For my XO, I think I'm probably gonna do the exact same. So I know I mentioned earlier that she was okay with me freestyling and doing a couple of different things, but I do want to, for the most part, keep the nail set the same. The only thing I'm probably going to really change on here are the middle finger, and then I'll probably change like the design on the index, just because I don't really care for it. But we're going to do the XO now, and I'm gonna just again use the tip of my brush as much as possible and create the XL. Oh, look at that X, girl. She is beautiful. All right, now let's go ahead and get our O going. So for the O, I'm gonna again use the tip of my brush, but I'm gonna kind of angle the nail a little bit and use the fact that I am able to twist this. and just fix that line really quick. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to take down this side just because I want for it to try to be as like even as possible on both sides. If I was to finish this line out right here, sometimes I find that once you kind of move towards this top, you may be too far out or too far in, and then it'll be hard to kind of fix the top of the line to make it symmetrical. So I'm gonna go in and take this brush stroke down and then kind of meet it at the bottom. And once you do that, then it's pretty much like a perfect perfect, like legit perfect. I don't know if you can see. There you go. All right, so now I'm gonna utilize the tip of the brush again. When it comes to nail art, you want to get really acquainted with the tip of your brush because it is gonna be your best friend. But actually, before I do the hearts, because this is perfect and I'm satisfied with it, I'm actually going to cure this in the light so that I don't mess up the design, because if I was to leave it wet and then go in and make my hearts, and then if my hearts don't come out how I want for them to be, then it's mess up the whole design when I go to wipe it off, and I don't want to do that. I want to work smarter, not harder. I am probably gonna cut this short because I do have to go, but I will hop back on a little later to finish up the nail set. I will wait until that nail is out the light to turn off the live. But I'll probably hop back on probably around like 3 or so. So definitely be on the lookout for another live session so that we can complete this nail set together. And yeah. Okay, and this is so far. Put the phone up so you guys can see. Alright, I will hop back on a little later and finish this nail, but I have to go because I have another client coming.